one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, I'm losing every battle.
Good morning. It's Brand Momentum Monday. Good morning, beautiful Melody Dixon, CEO, founder of Pro Event Planners. What is good in your world this morning? I know for me, January is just another month, but I know for some people, it starts this idea of I've got to start this whole big new production, and then you feel overwhelmed and you end up in resistance. So I decided, I literally just got a divine download. Good morning. Whoever said good morning, Faith, can you click around the video and give StreamYard permission to use your name? So I love to address you by name. So this is a new series that I'm starting, and it's literally inspired by a mastermind group that I'm a part of. And so, anybody knows anything about me, whatever I've got going on that's good in my life, that's working, I'm bringing it to the tribe, I'm bringing it to the accelerators, I'm bringing it to the entire community, because we all need to help each other. So this series that I'm going to be doing, and I haven't yet decided if I'm going to do it every morning or I'm just going to do it on Mondays. So we'll see where and how I'm guided and what to do. But I definitely am committing to doing these on Mondays. So I'm going to be reading from a variety of different books, chapters in different books that I'm reading in this mastermind. So this book that we're reading now, it's called The War of Art. And it's a great book to help you break through resistance. And, if you're alive, you have experienced some form of resistance. What I want you to hear me say is that resistance will come, but you must arm yourself with the tools to kill it and to destroy it. We cannot associate with it. We can't talk to it. We can't sip tea with it at all. Hear me very clear. We cannot commingle with resistance on any day, because it is a powerful, powerful enemy. It kills more dreams than you even care to understand. It keeps people from power and potential, which is what we're here to do. Move into our path, move into our purpose, but we let resistance, that cunning, sly, evil thing, we let it slip in through the back door of our lives. We let it slip in through the windows of our offices, and then it takes up residence. And then all of a sudden, good morning, Tasha Paul-Chen. Yes, honey, no commingling. So here from The War of Art. Resistance defeats us. This is chapter, it's in this chapter, The Unlived Life. Hello, the unlived life is made for living. Wasn't that a song? Life is made for living. I'm sure of it. And they're now talking about the unlived life. So that is the antithesis. That is the total opposite of what created us, that what God created us to do. He said, I came, I gave you this life so you can live it more abundantly. Can I get a yes, yes? More abundantly. We can't unlive it. So let's look into what this resistance does, why it's so important that each of us grab onto this. And when you hear this message, go tell somebody else about this. So it says, do we have to stare death in the face to make us stand up and confront resistance? Right? Oftentimes we only move, we only kind of step into our path and our purpose when we are faced with a life crisis. So the previous section was talking about a woman who was diagnosed with cancer, and she quit her job and she wrote some songs, and she started studying classical Greek and helping babies with AIDS. And her friends thought she was crazy for doing that. And then you know what happened? The cancer went into remission. So that's why he's saying, and the author is Stephen Pressfield. That's why he's saying, is that what it takes? Do we have to stare death in the face to make us stand up and confront resistance? Because obviously these are things she'd wanted to do for a while. Does resistance have to cripple and disfigure? What? Cripple and disfigure our lives before we wake up to its existence. It exists. You may not see it in a tangible form, but it exists. How many of us have become drunks, drug addicts, developed tumors and neuroses, succumb to painkillers, gossip, and compulsive cell phone use simply because we don't do that thing that our hearts, our inner genius is calling us to? Resistance defeats us. And listen to this now. Lean in. If tomorrow morning, by some stroke of magic, every dazed and benighted soul woke up with the power to take the first step toward pursuing his or her dreams, every shrink in the directory would go out of business. Prisons would stand empty. The alcohol and tobacco industries would collapse, along with the junk food, the cosmetic surgery, and infotainment businesses, not to mention pharmaceutical companies, hospitals, and medical profession from top to bottom. Domestic abuse would be extinct, as would addiction, obesity, migraine headaches, road rage, and dandruff. Look in your own heart. Unless I'm crazy, right now, a still small voice is piping up, telling you, as it has 10,000 times before, yes, yes, the calling that is yours and yours alone. You know it. No one else has to tell you. And unless I'm crazy, he goes on to say, you're no closer to taking action on it than you were yesterday or will be tomorrow. You think resistance isn't real. Resistance will bury you. I was like, wait a minute now. Literally, I'm telling you guys, like, this is how powerful this was. I was reading this because on my schedule, which I'm telling you everything that I'm doing, I schedule on right after my 9:30 session, like from 10 to 10:30, read a good personal development book. So here I am minding my business, reading The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield, and I come up on this, and literally it was like, create a show right now. That intro and all the stuff that you just saw, I literally sat down between 9:30 and now when I came on and created it, the new, everything. Like, that's how moved I was to do this. And you have to understand that the minute you have a dream, right? So now we're all prepping to go to Tasha's manifesting party. You know, I'm creating video vision boards for clients. Like, everybody is in full vibration for setting forth dreams, inspiration, intentions, things that they want in their manifested life, things that they're wanting to see in their ideal life. So we're all, hyped up, amped up, right? on our coffees, right? We're creating, know that resistance is watching you. It's sitting there curiously going, huh, isn't this curious? What's she all hopped up about? What vision board party is she talking about? Did you hear about? I didn't hear about that. Let's get lean in closer. And it's laying weight for you. This is why I say we cannot commingle it. This is why I say have your parking lot for ideas. Because if you don't commit them to paper, what happens is that they just kind of like mull around in your head, and then you kind of forget, like, what is that thing that I said I was going to do? You got some inspired idea and you didn't commit it to paper so that you can keep moving it forward. But what you must understand is that the minute you feel any resistance, how do you get out of it? Move your body. Like literally, figuratively, physically move your body. So if you're sitting and you've been contemplating an idea, I want you to think of that idea, that intention, that goal, and get up and go do one thing. I don't care if it's the smallest little thing. Like, let's just say if your intention was to hire an admin this year. And we know, because I struggle with this, and I was talking to Brenda about this as well, and I was telling Jill the same thing, is because I'm a recovering perfectionist, it is hard for me to hand over things to people and to sit quietly when I see that they're not doing it the way that I would do it, that graphic just doesn't look right. And why don't you put that down there? And why don't you change it, right? To sit and just go, give the direction and don't touch it. Just give the direction and don't touch it. Very hard for me, because I'm like, in 2 seconds, I can do it myself. Like you see, in like, 30 minutes, I just created the show. But if I'm going to be a CEO of me and scale to global heights, please understand, Richard Branson is not creating his own graphics. So I got to act like I know that. And that's what I'm working on. But if you have been thinking about something that you've wanted to do, let's just say again, it's hiring, and you feel the resistance, you're like, gosh, I know this year, 2021, in order for me to scale, I need to bring somebody else on. But it's like this is the resistance coming in now. Oh, girl, please. You know, there's nobody who can do the things the way you do the things, right? Yeah, you know, there's nobody who can do the thing the way you can do it. Don't even waste your time with these people. Does that person even have a bachelor's degree? Oh, don't waste the time. Literally, I got like, I don't know, 100 Indeed applicants. And I looked at like maybe 2. That's that resistance going, oh my gosh, you have to go sort through 100 people and then set up interviews. And that's just going to waste all kinds of time that you could be working with your clients. That's resistance. Because the minute I take action on that and say, yes, I am decided, I am resolved, I am in momentum to go find the best admin that I need in my business for this year, then I'm going to be in a quantum leap into the next thing. But resistance, what does it say? Resistance wants to bury you. Like that's the MO. It wants to bury you. It wants you to have an unlived life. That is its intent and purpose. So the minute you see it, smell it, hear it coming into your door, sliding in through the back door, climbing down through the roof, physically get up, change your latitude, and go do something about it. So it could be something as simple as, maybe I would go Google, how to quickly sift through resumes, right? I took some action. This is what we have to do. This is what this morning's reading is about. The thing I want you guys to hear me loud and clear, it's not just, oh, I don't feel like it. As I tell you all the time, when you're like, I don't feel like it, I don't feel like it. If you were at a regular job and you kept saying that, you'd be fired. But because you're the CEO of you and there's no immediate threat, potentially, you're like, do it tomorrow. I don't know. I'll just whenever. But it's like that frog that's luxuriating, right, in the pot of warm water. He's like, oh my gosh, this water, it's like 80 degrees. It's like La Vida Loca up in here. And he's luxuriating and he's floating, he's having a good time and not realizing, because this is how cunning resistance is. Like when a temperature goes up by zero 0.5, it is, you can't really feel it, but it is gradually getting hotter and hotter and hotter, to the time when it was too late, when you realize, oh shit, it's a pot of boiling water. I'm on the stove. They're about to cook me. And he dead, 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 dead. We can't let that happen to us. I don't care what dream, what goal, what intention you're setting. It does not matter. Be in momentum every single moment. And I'm not saying you're taking big, huge movements. It could be something as simple as pick up the phone and call somebody and say, hey, I know that you have team. Who are you using? What are you doing? Like I had that conversation with Tasha. I'm like, what do you guys do for that? Because if I just sit still and just be like, knowing that I need team, and I'm like, oh my God, but just, I don't want to deal with that. I would rather be creating. Listen, guys, you know, that's one of my superpowers. That is one of my zone of genius. It is my happy place. When I'm in creative mode, creating videos, creating graphics, I love it long time. Go sort through 200, 100 resumes to go hire somebody to go just like, oh my gosh, you don't know how to share your Zoom screen. See, that annoys me right away, but that's resistance. Finding the reasons to say, see, I told you, don't waste your time with these people. You just do it yourself. Work till 2 o'clock every morning. You're good. You're fit. You're in Brenda's Sculpt Yoga. You got energy. You can keep up. You work with Karen. Karen shows you how to raise your vibration. Just go find your gratitude stone. You'll be good. That's the cunning of resistance. It is trying to bury you. You think resistance isn't real. Resistance will bury you. Resistance will bury you. It'll bury your dreams. It'll bury your intentions. It'll bury your mission. Every single thing that you have worked so hard to get to this point in this year, where you feel like, gosh, I've been like ascending this mountain and I feel like, ooh, I'm finally getting somewhere. Resistance is laying in wait. So I'm not going to take too much of your time this morning. I actually have to go get changed and go see Karen and Brenda on the mat, because we're doing Sculpt Yoga at noon. You see what time it is? 10 to. But this is what I did, right? I could have said, this is what resistance said to me. Faith, you haven't even registered for the class. You know, you got to go find the link and you got to get on the thing and do this show business another time. And I was like, oh, hell to the no. We're creating this show this morning. So I hope that's inspiring for you. I hope this is going to give you a little bit of an oomph, right? We're all about momentum. You know, my favorite analogy for this is when you see that cement truck driving down the street and that barrel's going, why do you think that barrel is rolling? What's in that barrel? It's not empty. It's got cement in there. But it's driving along 95, driving along 41, driving along Route 36, no matter. That barrel keeps going because the cement is in that barrel, moving from one construction site to the next. The minute that cement stops moving, the minute there is no momentum, what happens to the cement? The cement starts to settle and harden, becomes immovable. Now you need a jackhammer, right? So think about your dreams, your goals, your intentions. If you just keep doing this, just be that cement barrel, just keep moving. I don't care if it's a big move or a little move, but you're still in momentum. You're like, you know what? I'm trying to build my business to be a top realtor. Let me go take some time and just go look at some of the top realtors that I know. Let me see what their activities, what are they doing? How are they flowing? That's momentum. If the minute you stop and go, oh my God, I want to be a top realtor, but I don't know where to go. So much damn work. So many people in Florida. Like, how do I even say? That's resistance, hardening that dream, killing that dream, burying that dream. Do not let that happen. I love you guys so much. Let me know what you think of the of this momentum show, and if we want to keep doing these for sure weekly, once a month, daily, whatever. I'm feeling it. I love it. You saw my post that I did where I talked about every week I'm reading one personal development book. Please adopt that behavior. I don't care if it's 2 pages that you read a day. Again, remember, it's like the small momentum steps. Be like that cement barrel. Keep moving, keep moving. So Miss Brenda Swanson, I will see you on the mat in 8 minutes. Vivian, beautiful, how are you? You are so welcome. Thank you for joining. And I will see everybody somewhere soon. Accelerators, I will see you at 4 p.m. This evening for our our Monday Q&A session. Eileen is going to be doing a clearing, energy clearing, releasing session at the top of the hour before I get into training. So if you're in the accelerated program, you want to make sure you go register. The Zoom link is in our group, and I'll see you guys then. So thank you so much. B, I'm glad you loved it because it was totally inspired, and I just want to share what I'm doing, what's making me filled with joy. So okay, that's it for now, guys. Love you so much. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye now.